to number 52, 52A, 52A, 53, 54C, 53, 54C, 55, 56, boy, 55, 56, boy, 57, C, 58, dog, 59, 60, 61, A, 59, 60, 61, A. Then number 62, boy, 63A, 64E, 64E, 65, boy, 66, dog, 67, boy, 68 and 69, E. 68 and 69, E. 70 and 71, dog. 70 and 71, dog. 72A, 73A, 74A, 75C, 76A, 77A, 78 boy, 78 boy. Now, is there any question?
Ma'am, paano yung correction kang Gina, ma'am?
Ang kaina to nga number 17, di gito ya. Correct gito ya ang imo nga answer, Pearl. Nga di.
Ma'am, si Pirocho ni ma'am.
Ay, sino? Sino to kay na ang nag-question?
Ma'am.
Ikaw to?
Oo, ma'am.
Miss?
Ma'am, sa number 39, wala, ma'am.
Oo. Nga
Aged man.
Basta
Kay wala,
sound ko ano yung number 39. Which of the following best describes the accounting for a foreign entity requiring translation or measurement if the local economy is classified as highly inflationary? So the answer to number 39 is A. The entity's financial statements are first adjusted for inflation and then translated into the domestic currency. Bali, ang guaya sina, ang imong unadjusted trial balance is remeasured. Regardless of the functional currency. Regardless of the functional currency, you really have to remeasure it. So, bali, ang aton nga answer to number 39, A, gid na iya. Sa ano bala? Sa US, kung sa US ikaw, kung under sa US GAAP, plus may I just remind you nga ang US GAAP bala, usually, hindi gid pariho tanan, may ara nga lain gid ang ilaya as compared to the international financial reporting standards. So, considering nga US, may iyagid nga US GAAP. Now, before the passage of the IFRS, many countries and many companies Well, following only the US GAAP. But not now because now we have the IFRS. But still, ang US ya, there are times nga naga-US GAAP man sila gyapon. So actually, if you follow the US GAAP, the answer to number 39 sa US GAAP nila ya, ang ila nga pag-follow sina ya, hindi nga pareho sa aton. No? Bali nga, lain ang pag-follow sang I think it's also in the book. Kung ano ang sunod nga proseso sang US GAAP. But actually, hindi kita nag-study US GAAP now because we are governed by the IFRS. So, gani nga letter A. Okay na?
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions? So, balik ka inagali itong nag-question number 17. Hindi to ikaw, Pearl? Pearl?
Hindi, ma'am. Si Rog to, ma'am.
Sino?
Si
Ito,
Perot,
ma'am.
Si Rodji. Oo. Mayo kayang naanad ko nga ang nag-question si Pearl.
Pero
Oh.
same naman naman yung correction kay Rog, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am, sa nota ma-correct, ma'am, sang sala, ma'am. I mean, sang...
I-correct nyo, bali ang tanan, kundi nag-20 to kaina ang score.
Okay, ma'am.
Kung may score ka da, ay i-ano ko lang ang may correction.
Sige.
Ilawag ko lang karon. Why naman iban nga questions, no?
Yes,
Only
ma'am.
that one. So anyway, afterwards, maano lang ako. Or maybe gamay-gamay mo lang. You can just text me for correction. Text mo
Okay.
ako, pareho na. Ma'am, Pirutso, +1. Sufficiencia, +1. Kung ano, basta hindi na ang final nga score. +1 lang. Kay I am looking at the scores in the canvas also. Okay na?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Next. Do you have any questions with regards to the problems? Kaya nga ato nga problems, very many gid. So, if you have already solved the problems, kay daw pisan ka mo mag-solve eh. And many of you daw medyo okay man sa advance.
Ma'am, excuse, ma'am.
Yes,
Pwede, ma'am, pa-repeat, ma'am, from number 43.
problem.
43 to 52.
Okay. That's one problem. That's
Sa theories, ma'am.
number 43 to 44. And then
52, ma'am.
42 to 44. Amo na?
52, ma'am. Until 52.
Sagin mag-52.
Oo, ay iba wala
ko. I did not give answers to 46 and 47. Gin-skip ko ina, no? So, bali, I will explain beginning with number 42, 43, 44, 45, 48, 49, 50, and 51. Muna.
Hindi na lang, ma'am. Ang
Sige.
namin na, ma'am, ang answer na lang bala, ma'am, kayo nag-stop ng ginang.
Hindi mo na. 42, ang letter answer lang, you want?
Ma'am.
Okay. So, ang number 42, letter A. 43, C. 44, dog. 45, E. Then, I did not give answers to 46 and 47. Then, number 48. 48 is boy. 49, boy. 50, A. 51 boy, 52 boy, 53 boy, 54 boy. Okay, no, sige pa ko. Why not?
Ma'am, ang sa theories, ma'am.
Anong yung paliwat mo,
Sa
theory?
theories to, ma'am, hindi sa multiple choice problems.
Ang theory, danay ka, I will repeat from numbers
Same item, ma'am.
42 to 52.
Yes, ma'am.
42 sa theory niya, 42C, 43C, 44A, 45 boy, 46C, 47 dog, 48C, 49C, 50C, 51 boy, 52A.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sige.
Ma'am.
Sige.
Excuse po, ma'am.
Oo.
Nang sa 68, ma'am, anong sabat, ma'am? Apple or egg, ma'am?
Ano theory?
Ma'am. 68 Yuri, ma'am.
Egg.
Egg. Thank you, ma'am.
Oo. Next. So you want problems? You got all the answers correct? Problems? No need of explanations?
Wala pa kami tapos solve, ma'am.
So bali. But anyway, we still have around 25 minutes. Ay, 25 pa lang. I can give you some reasons for the multiple choice problems. Kung ano lang maabutan tayo up to ma-end naman ang Zoom ko by 11:50. So, ang number 1A. Amuto kaina ang aton nga. Number 1A, we are using the temporal method. Okay? So, the temporal method. In number 2, B, because the functional currency is the local currency. So, we are using the current rate method. In number 3, the answer is A. The foreign currency is the US dollars. So, a translation is appropriate. All assets are translated at the current exchange rate. So in number 3, the answer is A, 1,270,000. Number 4, C, that's the peso is the functional currency. So remeasurement or temporal method is appropriate. Now, in number 4, accounts receivable being a monetary asset is measured at the current rate of 175,000. Inventories carried at cost are measured at historical cost. Historical cost na siya kay carried at cost. Pero pareho tuya kaina nga carried at market current rate. Okay? Then, your inventory will be at 450,000. Prepaid insurance and land are both non-monetary. So, carried at cost of 45,000 historical rate and 100,000. So, gani, ang answer to number 4 is C. The answer to number 5 is dog. The foreign currency is the LCU. So, a translation or current rate method is appropriate. All assets are translated by using the current rates. So your answer is 215,000 in number 5. Number 6, it's assumed that historical rate is not practicable despite the presence of it. PAS 21 requires the use of average rate. So PAS 21 requires the use of average rate. So the answer in number 6 is letter A. Letter A. It's assumed here that we use the average rate. Dividing 2,600,000 by 10. So 2,600,000 divided by 10, and we multiply it by 1.8. Multiply it by 1.8. Number 6 is letter A. Okay. Then we have peso. Okay. Peso, expense related to non-monetary asset such as depreciation, should be remeasured by using the historical rate, the rate when the equipment was acquired. So when the equipment was acquired, it was in 2000 x2. 1,700,000 divided by 10. 1,700,000 divided by 10, or 170,000 divided by 1.5 per peso. So that gives 113,333. 113,333. Then in 2000 x3, we have 900,000 divided by 10 years na, equals 90,000. Then we divide that by 1.6. So 56,250. 56,250. So if you add, that will give you 169,583. 169,583. So bali, in number 6, you have two answers. The first is 144,444, taken by dividing 2,600,000 by 10, and we divide it further by 1.8. We divide it, not multiply. We divide it by 1.8. So that gives 144,444. That's for the functional currency. Functional currency is peso. The answer is 169,583. So your answer to number 6 is letter A. Your answer to number 7 is still letter A. The LCU, the current rate method is used since the term translated was used. A translation or current rate method is required. So the current rate method is used. Inventory account is translated by using the current rate. So we now divide 25,000 by 2. So 25,000 LCU divided by 2. That gives 12,500 in column 1. Then, in column 2, the peso is the functional currency. So a remeasurement or temporal method is used. Temporal method is used. Since inventory is non-monetary, kung mag-temporal method gani, you have to define monetary and non-monetary. So inventory is non-monetary and it's carried at cost. Is remeasured by using the historical exchange rate of 2.2. So we divide 25,000 by 2.2. You get 11,364. So meaning 25,000 divided by 2.2. Next, in number 8 and 9, in number 8, the answer is B. The foreign currency is the functional currency. So a translation or the current rate method is used. All assets, including inventory, are translated by using the current rate. So all assets, including inventory, are translated by using the current rate. So 100,000 times 0.17. 100,000 times 0.17. So in number 8, the answer is 17,000. That's letter B. Number 9, the answer is C. Since there is no indication that the historical rate is not practicable or that any indication that the revenue and expenses account were incurred evenly throughout the year, and at the same time, the historical rate is given. So our cost of goods sold is translated at the exchange rate in effect at the date of accounting recognition, which is the date the goods were sold. So in number 9, we multiply 100,000 by 0.18. 100,000 multiplied by 0.18. So that gives us 18,000. Okay, that's number 9. Number 10 and 11. 10. The foreign currency is the functional currency. So, a translation or the current rate method is appropriate. All assets are to be translated by using the rate of 0.19. So we now use in number 10, letter D. 0.19 multiplied by. So you now get 19,000. That's number 10. In number 11, the peso is the functional currency again. So a remeasurement or the temporal method is appropriate. Since inventory is a non-monetary asset and it's carried at cost, it's remeasured at the historical rate of 0.16. So inventory should be translated at point 16. Marketable equity securities being non-monetary and it's carried at market value. At market value, yeah. Ang inventory, yeah, at cost. The marketable securities at market value. So it is to be measured by using the current rate of 0.19. Of 0.19. So in number 11, you get letter C. Marketable equity securities, 19,000. Inventory, 16,000. Next, in number 12, your answer is letter A. Okay? We have the term restating used by a foreign subsidiary is an indication that the temporal or the remeasurement method is used. So we have now in number 12, the first assumption is column 1, the functional currency is the LCU. In column 2, the functional currency is the peso. So our answer is letter A. Because in column 1, we multiply 2 over 15. That's, we multiply it by 4. And we are given 120,000. The peso value. February 15, no? The peso value. The December 31, the peso value is 3. So the foreign currency transaction gain is equal to 120,000 minus 110,000. 120,000 minus 110. Ang 120,000, that's the February 15, 20x4. When you have it at 4. On December 31, it was at 3. So you now get 20x3. 20x4, 20x3. So you now get 120,000 minus 110,000. So you get a foreign currency transaction gain equal to 10,000. In column 2, the foreign currency transaction gain is 10,000. We add 30,000. The remeasurement gain. We add 30,000. The remeasurement gain of 30,000. So we now get the total of 40,000. That's your foreign. The question is, how much should be reported as foreign exchange gain in computing net income? So you are given above your remeasurement gain. In number 13, it's still letter A. First, we have a functional currency is the LCU. Second, the peso is the functional currency. So in column 1, we have the pre-adjusted foreign exchange loss of 15,000. That's the loss. And we have the foreign currency transaction loss of 6,000. 6,000 is the difference between 106,000 and 100,000. So you have the total loss in the amount of 21,000. 21,000. That's the loss in number 13, column 1. In column 2, the functional currency is the peso. So the pre-adjusted foreign exchange loss, is 15,000, and then the foreign currency transaction loss of 6,000, and we have the remeasurement gain given at 20,000. So we have now your difference of 21,000. 21,000. 15,000 plus 6,000 plus 20,000. Debit, no? Total is 41,000. That's your answer to column 2. So the answer to number 13 is letter A. Now we go to number 14 to 16. The answer number 14 is B. Consideration transferred 160,000. And then we deduct book and fair values of subsidiary net assets. 680,000 times 0.21 times 0.90. 680,000 times 0.21 times 0.90. That will give 128,520. 128,520. So the difference is 31,480. That's the goodwill. The excess is positive, so it's goodwill. The question is leaning on the partial goodwill approach. Okay, so only partial goodwill, 31,480. And number 15, the answer is C. Now we have the first column pesos, and second column we have your fixed cost. Okay, so we have the goodwill pesos 10,500, and we have your fixed cost 50,000 times, here we have 10,500 divided by 0.21. 10,500 divided by 0.21. So you have 50,000. You have 50,000. Okay. Then second is 50,000 divided by 10 is 5,000. Is 5,000. So that's your fixed cost. 50,000 and 5,000. While the question here is asking for the impairment loss. How much is the impairment loss? The impairment loss is letter A, 1,050,000 taken by dividing 10,500 by 10. 10,500 divided by 10. That's the impairment loss. For numbers 17 and 18, 17, the answer is A. The foreign currency is the functional currency. So a transaction or the current rate method is appropriate. All assets, including inventory, are to be translated at the current exchange rate. So we have now 48,000 times 1.53. 48,000 times 1.53. Number 17 is 73,440. Number 18, your answer is letter A, 72,500. The peso is a functional currency, so a remeasurement or temporal method is appropriate. Inventory is a non-monetary asset carried at cost, is remeasured at the historical exchange rate. But since the historical rate cannot be identified and purchases happens to be incurred evenly throughout the period, so we use the 20x for historical average, which is unusual for a remeasurement method. However, it's allowed in few exceptional cases. Okay, so the rate here is 1.45. And we multiply that by 50,000. 1.45 times 50,000. That's the lower. That's the cost. The cost is 50,000 times 1.45. So you get 72,500. The market is 48,000 times 1.53. The market is 48,000 times 1.53. So you get 73,440. Now we select which is lower. So we get 72,500. Since the valuation of the inventory is at historical rate, leading to cost, the lower of cost or market rule is applied. So in that case, the cost is 72,500, whereas the market is higher. So we now use the lower rate of 72,500. Now I'll stop here because I will first give you your assignment. We have corporate liquidation in the book. Just look for the chapter. And I will also post Canvas for corporate liquidation. That will be our last topic for the first term and to be discussed on Monday. That will be our last meeting before we will have the midterm on Tuesday. Okay? So corporate liquidation, that's part of a chapter here. Any questions? Any questions? Wala na? O sige.
Why naman?
Corporate liquidation, module number 10.